it is exaggerating my lashes. So it is Exagger-eyes. Hi everybody, so today I've got the brand new mascara from Charlotte Tilbury, the Exagger-eyes, and I've got this from MAC. This is their new Studio Radiance Concealer. I've done a wear test with this over the last few days, so I can show you those and show you me trying it on today. I've also got two of the Kosas Blushes Life, which I've only just recently got, so I can show you those. And I've also got the new primer from Merit, so I'm really enjoying this one, so I wanted to show you this. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah, I'm 47, I'm not a professional, just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty, and here on my channel I review the latest products, show you some of my favourite looks and give you any beauty news I think you'd be interested in. I upload on here quite frequently, at least 2 to 3 times a week. If you think you'd enjoy this sort of content, please do like and subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, welcome back and thank you so very much for supporting my channel. It means the world to me, and I really hope to chat with all of you in the comments section below because that is my favourite part of doing this. And if anyone's interested in my skin tone, I've got fair to light skin with neutral undertones that lean a little bit cool. I've got combination skin, which is mostly dry, but I do get an oily T-zone. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get on with this video. Before I do anything, I'm going to start with a primer. So this is the brand new one from Merit. This is their Moisturising Glow Skin Primer. Now I already love this one here from Merit. This is the Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I think they recommend using these two together. I haven't actually tried that yet, and I'm going to test that out before I tell you how I get on with that, because with an oil I always feel I need to be careful, especially when trying out new products. So I'm not doing that today, but I am going to be trying out this one, which I've already tested and really enjoyed. So this primer is £40, it's clean, vegan and cruelty free, described as moisturising, firming, priming and soothing. This has the Great Skin Complex with peptides, spermidine and barrier polysaccharides to help support the appearance of skin elasticity, firmness and tone. It's got oat extract and glycerin, which help to soothe and moisturise the skin, hyaluronic acid obviously for the hydration, and the biometic emulsifier for a blurred cashmere-like finish, pH balance for a healthy skin barrier. Now, the one ingredient in that sounded very bizarre, which I had to Google, was the spermidine. What on earth is that? So I Googled it, and it says that it's considered an effective activator of autophagy. So this is the recycling process within the cells that leads to old cells renewing themselves, and thus their activity can be restored. So it's going to renew skin cells, speed up the process of renewing skin cells apparently. So this is packed full of goodies. This comes in a very lightweight bottle. It's nothing like this one, which is a very heavy bottle. This one has quite a luxe feel to it, I'd say, in the packaging, whereas this one is very lightweight and plasticky. So it's not the same sort of luxe packaging, but it's very neat. I don't mind it at all actually. And this is how it looks. So that's one pump there on the back of my hand. I've been preferring moisturisers or moisturising primers all summer for making foundations work for me. So as soon as I saw this, I'm a big fan of Merit anyway, but as soon as I saw this I knew I had to try it. Now the only thing I'd say I don't like about it is it's almost got a sort of strong soap smell. Like, it's not a fragrance as in perfumed, but you can really detect sort of strong soap, you know, when it's a plain soap. So I would much rather have a fragrance than that smell. But anyway, some people might really enjoy that, but I don't like it. I've just added another half a pump to my hand, so really giving myself a well moisturised base, because this really does help me so much. I've already got my eye cream under the eyes, which is why I'm not adding it there. So here it is all over the skin. It's just giving me really healthy, hydrated skin, which hopefully will make everything I put on top work well, and so far it really has. So very much enjoying this one at the moment. And because I'm showing you the new MAC Studio Radiance Concealer, I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Radiance Foundation. I've got this one in the shade NC12. So taking some off the back of my hand and using my Refa BO4, and you'll see how this just sits straight on top of that moisturising base and just goes straight in so easily. I love it. This is a very nice foundation as well, to be fair. This works very well anyway, but it works really nicely on top of this primer. So now moving on to this new concealer. So this comes in really lovely packaging. I love the colours on this. It's very solid. It feels like a heavy plastic, not a glass, but it's almost like glass in the way it's so heavy. So this was £26 and it says swipe on a fresh luminous finish and diminish the look of your dark circles with 80% skincare ingredients. This radiant concealer gives 24-hour medium buildable coverage and 90% instant hydration. Simply dot, swipe and glow to conceal and reveal a fresh, brighter looking under eye. And some of the powerful skincare ingredients in this include olive and jojoba oils to condition the skin. This has a luxury serum-like texture which glides and blends out seamlessly, delivering a natural looking radiant finish minus the caking and creasing. And there are 44 different shades in this, so as always with MAC, the shade range was confusing because it's very hard to know whether you're getting warm, cool or not, because they seem to be changing between the matte and the radiant, I've found. But anyway, super confusing. But anyway, a huge shade range. But if you can go in store and get a match, I would recommend it with MAC because it is a little bit baffling online. It also says this is non-fading and settle resistant. So I've been testing this out over the last 2 days, and before I apply it, I'm actually going to play you my check-in clip so you can see how this wore before I actually put it on. So here are those 2 clips for you. The first one is going to be with powder and the second one is without. So here they are. Hi everyone, so today is day 1 of the wear test with this new MAC concealer, and I've just passed the 9-hour mark. So it's a pretty good test for you. And I have powdered, so tomorrow I'm going to test this without powder and do a check-in, and then I'll film this video for you so you can see me trying it on with these 2 check-ins. But this is how it's looking with powder after 9 hours. I will zoom you in so you can see better. Somebody just pushed the door in. I didn't shut it properly and he opened it with his paw. This is supposed to be a concealer check-in, Alfie Dog. Do you know what a concealer check-in is? Do you? Do you know what a concealer check-in is? Do you think my concealer looks good? Do you? Does it look okay? What do you think? Oh, not impressed apparently. I think he thought that chat had something to do with food, not concealer. Anyway, so you can see I don't think this has changed much at all since this morning. It's definitely gone into the lines a little bit, but then I am using a new powder as well, which I wasn't that impressed with. It was the Too Faced powder, which I love on my face, but not so much under the eyes. So, but then I did put Tom Ford Architecture one side, so the creasing is about the same, I'd say, on both. So there's a little bit of creasing, but on the whole, I'd say it's pretty much looking exactly as it did 9 hours ago. So the wear test for day 1 with powder is actually very, very good. So very impressed with everything so far. But tomorrow I'll be back with a check-in for you, showing you how this is looking after about the same amount of wear time using no powder. So I'll see you then. Hi everyone, so this is a wear test on day 2 for this new MAC concealer. And today, I'll just get this light off there actually. Today I didn't powder underneath as promised. So this is how it's looking with not powdering. The first thing I noticed with not powdering is this is a radiant concealer, and it did look too radiant and too glowy, and I didn't like the way it looked, to be honest. I haven't really loved the way it looked all day. I think it looks nicer powdered, but I can tell you it's pretty much stayed. I think that it's a bit more obvious where I've got a bit of darkness here, so I don't know whether that's when I put powder it's giving me that extra coverage, or whether it has worn away, because I don't think it's actually gone. I'll zoom you in to show you. So you can see it hasn't worn off, and this side has slightly gone into the creases, but I can see some powder, so I don't know what I've done there. Maybe I've rubbed my face and actually taken powder into the area, so I sort of ignore that little bit there because it doesn't make sense that there's powder there. But the rest of the area is looking quite smooth, and I don't think it's worn away. So this is, actually I haven't told you how long, this is actually 10 hours, it's gone to 10 hours. So 10 hours with no setting powder, something I never ever do, and it's lasted this well. So this concealer is very, very good, so I think it's very versatile. You can use it with or without powder. My choice would definitely be with, I prefer the way it looks, but it's worn really well. So it's passed both wear tests. Yesterday, I think it was 9 hours, was it? I can't remember now, but I'm sure you'll know because you've just watched it. and today is 10, so very, very pleased with this. I just want to quickly mention that for the video today, I was going to show you the eye look I've got on today. I was testing it today to see if I'd show you it tomorrow, and I won't be showing it to you tomorrow, so I'm showing it to you now because I want to show you why I won't be. And that was because I was testing out this pen by Terry. I keep seeing this constantly on Facebook. I don't know if anyone else has been seeing this. So this is the Crayon Black Star range, and this is in the shade Aqua Fizz. And every time I saw an advert for this, it just looked so vibrant. I'll show you on my hand. I've actually got swatches of something else. So ignore that, ignore these other swatches. But here's how it looks on my hand, and it does look really vibrant and beautiful. But this is how it translates for me under the eye. It just doesn't seem to be as bright. It certainly lasted, because this is how it's looking after 10 hours. So it depends if that's what you're looking for. But I wanted it to look like this, and it just doesn't. And I haven't put powder over it to darken it or anything. It's just not as bright as I was hoping for. I wanted this to be very much a summer shade. So I've got actually the Bobbi Brown pen on top with the one that's very shiny. I can't think of the name. I didn't actually note the name, but anyway, it's one of the sort of coppery Bobbi Brown pens. And then I've used that as the liner, which is actually the effect on the By Terry advert that I've been seeing and wanting to try. And for me, it's not giving me a summer look, which is what I wanted. So that's why I won't be showing you it. If you did want me to recreate this look, then I would do it for you, and I'd be happy to, so let me know. But I was actually disappointed with this. So great longevity, but just not the bright shade that it looks on the internet when I've seen it. I'll leave you now to the rest of the review for tomorrow. So you can see from that, this is worn really, really well, and it even got approved by Alfie, so must be a winner. So anyway, let's try this on. If I show you the doe foot on this, it's a really thick, sort of fat doe foot, which is, I find it really good actually. It's just one dot there, one dot there, and the colour, by the way, which I'm absolutely happy with, so I managed to get it right even though I said online is difficult. This is N12, just like I got NC12, did I say, in my foundation. So I've actually matched them. I'm not sure it recommends to do that. I think it'll say to use different shades. It does actually show on their website what your foundation match is, then it tells you which concealers to get. So if you already know your MAC foundation shade, it will tell you which ones to get. So that is very helpful actually. So I didn't do that, I just went for the description. I'm very happy with it. It's the right sort of shade for me to give me colour correction. It's not the best shade to do any sort of brightening work though, so if I'm still enjoying this as much as I have been, I'll probably go back and get a lighter one so I can use this shade under the eyes and here on the brow as well. Sorry, the brow, on the eyelid. Sorry, I've got these fruit flies coming in at the moment. I'm so sorry, we're really having problems with them. If anyone's got tips on how to get rid of fruit flies, they are everywhere right now. And they're coming in because of the studio lights, even though I've got all the doors and windows shut. I don't know what's going on. So sorry if that happens. But yeah, this is the perfect shade for me for correction, but not so much brightening. So I'm going to use my Refa B05 brush and just start to tap this in. I'll zoom you in actually so you can see this a bit more close up. So you can see how yellow this is, which like I said, I really like because I've just got this little bit of darkness here, and that sort of shade is really good for a sort of colour correction. But if you want a brightening shade, obviously you need to go down. But for me, I get that brightening when I add powder. So there you can see, it has literally gone into no creases. My skin has absorbed it beautifully. It really is very, very good. I love these skincare based concealers. Now look at the veins on my eyes here and see how well it covers this up. I shouldn't have put anything on that side so you could see the difference, but you can see how it's done a really good job of balancing out the colour here on the eyelid. And again, it's just absorbed very, very nicely. So now let's do this side. So what I would say is that I don't think it doesn't go into lines completely. It definitely does sink in a little bit in my very sort of difficult area there. I had to just pat away then and use a sponge to sort of go over it to really work it in, which I don't have to do with my Danessa Myrex or the new one I've been testing from Rabanne. So it does need a little bit more work in this area, but on the whole, everywhere else it's gone in really well, and that is a very, very tricky area. So it's done a good job. It's definitely not higher than medium coverage, this one. It's enough for me, I'm happy with it, but I can still see a little bit of darkness here. So you probably would need a corrector if you've got darkness. I think you'd need a corrector underneath this, because I wouldn't recommend building it up, because then you're just going to have too many layers if you've got mature skin anyway, like me, because it would look awful. I need to have a very light layer here, but a tiny bit of corrector might be the best move there, just where the darkness is. But otherwise, I think it's beautiful. It's sitting really nicely, and it's got great longevity. So I'll just show you how this looks powdered, because I'm definitely going to stick with powdered. You can see how it's got the sort of beaming radiance. I've got the full MAC Studio radiance going on at the moment, which is lovely, but too much radiance. It does need to be taken down for me. I've just gone off camera and put a bit of contour on before I sat, because I just want to show you, these are the areas I would normally add a sort of brightening concealer, which I don't think this can do. Like I said, it's not the right shade. At the same time, it's important to know how it sits in the areas where you would normally do it. So I'll just show you. So this just absorbs very, very easily and blends in beautifully with everything. I did have a problem with this one when I used it on the Too Faced foundation, but I think that had a lot more to do with the foundation, because everything seemed to argue that one. But I've tried it with other ones. Yesterday I used the Dior stick, and obviously today I'm using the MAC Studio Radiance, and it's not sitting in a cakey way or breaking up the makeup or anything. So I do think the fault was the Too Faced. If anyone saw my review of the Too Faced foundation, it just seemed to be a bit of a tricky one for me. It seemed to argue with lots of things. So it's blended in very, very easily and made very little difference the way I look, I know, but at least you can see that it blends in nicely. Definitely not caking anywhere. It's given me a really good finish. So don't think it's emphasising texture any more than it could, as in the shine of this does emphasise texture obviously, but it doesn't emphasise texture in the way that it sits, because it's not really emphasising lines or anything like that, so, or pores particularly, but I do feel highly emphasised by all the shine, so I need to take that down. So I'm going to use the Givenchy Prisma Libre. I always pronounce this wrong, don't I? Anyway, this is shade 01. This is the pastel. This is in the pressed formula, which I've been loving. So I'll show you how the concealer looks when it's been set down. And bear in mind now, I've got this brightening shade, so it helps because I've got that deeper shade of concealer. So you can see how that's just taken away the sort of yellow effect, but the concealer's done the job of correcting. So that's how using the right sort of brightening powder on top of that sort of correcting concealer shade can really work together very well. And just do over the eyelid itself. And now I'm going to go on and powder the rest of my face, because I'm going to be using the Kosas powder blush, and I want to have quite a blank canvas for that. So I've got a little bit of contour on, but on the whole there's absolutely nothing. So the blush will be going on completely onto this blank sort of canvas. So here is how the concealer is looking set down. And now I think it looks really good, and certainly as you've seen from my check-in videos, this does pretty much look exactly the same even 10 hours later. So it's a very reliable concealer, definitely giving you that sort of middle range coverage, definitely no higher than that. It's just right for me actually. So just a little bit of a fussy bit there, but didn't take too long to fix. But on the whole, I think it's beautiful. I love everything about it, from the ingredients to the packaging to the longevity. So I'm not sure this would take over from the Danessa Myrex, which I've been loving so much, because that one just sinks into my fussy area a tiny bit quicker, but it's a very fine line between the two. I really, really do like them. So this is a definite pass for me. I really like it. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So the next thing I'll show you is blush. So I don't have any bronzer on. I know last time I tried blush on, people were a little bit upset because I had bronzer, so you couldn't see how it looked on its own, but that's how I always apply my makeup. I tend to go with bronzer first, but sometimes it can actually be nicer to go in with bronzer after because you find you don't need so much. So I've actually been playing around with doing that. So today I'm definitely bronzer free, just that tiny little bit of contour there, which you can't really see effect in the cheek area. So I've been looking at these ever since they first launched. They seem to be pretty much viral and I just really wanted to try them. They do have the appearance for me of the sort of hourglass blush finish, this baked formula with the sort of multi shades in it, which I really love. So I had to try it. I've got this one here in the shade Blissed and this one in the shade Euphoria. So I'm going to try one each side so you can see how they both look. So these are available now in the UK on Cult Beauty, which I've linked for you. These are £28 each and the description says, adorn your canvas with a pop of colour using Kosas Blush's Life Baked Dimensional and Brightening Blush. Delivering more than just a buildable, long-lasting flush, this powder also cares for your complexion thanks to the infusion skin-loving ingredients, which is in everything at the moment. And what are they? Well, the formula calls on a blend of barrier-boosting squalane alongside hydrating hyaluronic acid and oil-absorbing kaolin to balance the skin's ideal moisture levels. So what's more, it leaves you with a radiant yet natural sheen, which helps to create that just pinched look. So I was hoping with these I would not need to have any sort of highlight because it does describe it as giving a glow, but I don't think it's done that. But anyway, let's see what you think when I try this on. So I'll take my Refa blusher brush. I'll start with Euphoria. Tapping off, there's nothing coming off, so it's very smooth, and I'll just tap to start. And you've seen that I've swirled it quite a bit, so the colour is not particularly pigmented, so it's quite a gentle one for applying. Now for me, the thing that's disappointed me about this the most is the lack of, well, first of all, when I put it on, I'm not, oh wow, which is the reaction I get with my favourite blushes. I almost immediately think wow. But I don't think it's that glowy. It is a bit glowy, but I was expecting a bit more. But this is more of a sort of subtle, natural finish. I don't think it gives the glow and shine that you get with the Hourglass. You can see now that I've built it up, it is giving me quite a shine. It just doesn't have that sort of impressive effect that I get when I use Hourglass or the Fenty one I've loved so much this summer. Not the new Fenty now, I'm talking about the Fenty Peach that was released a few months ago. I'll take it a bit higher up. So I've built this up enough for me, probably too much for me really, just to show you the colour, but I will be taking it down a bit. So it's definitely buildable because each time I've swiped it's really built up in shade, and now you can see the glow. So like I say, it's not that instant glow, it's a subtle glow, but the more you build it up the more obvious the glow gets. But I mean, I don't know if I've picked the wrong shades, I'm just not in love with this. It's just okay, but it's just, I don't know. What do you think? I just don't love it. So that is Euphoria. I'll switch to a different Refa brush and go in with this one. Well, this one there's quite a bit of kickback on. That's strange because the other one, Euphoria, didn't have that. Anyway, so this one is Bliss. This one is more of a bright pink. I think I prefer this colour on me actually. Definitely prefer the colour. I think that one just doesn't do much for me, to be honest. So this one is definitely prettier, I think, for me. So that's the first swipe. I'm not going to need to go up a lot more than this, to be honest, because that's enough for me. It's quite a bright pink. I don't want to start looking ridiculous. That's already too much for me. I'm going to be taking that down, but that's just giving you an idea. So this will definitely build up. So that's second swipe. Third is going to really take it quite high. But I want to finish this look and not look strange, so I'm not going any further than that. That's enough. Just going to take a tiny bit on the higher point of the cheek, but that's it. So that one is Blissed. You can definitely see the glow on that one, can't you? Much prettier. I do prefer this, I really do. So I think this shade just wasn't for me. It's too, I do like darker blushes on me, but not this one. It's just not right. But this shade definitely, really enjoy this one. But it's nice. It's a nice blush, but it hasn't wowed me. That's all I can say. Anyway, have you tried these? Because I know they've been around for a long time outside of the UK. They've been available for a couple of weeks in the UK though. I think it's certainly the last sort of 10 days. Anyway, have you tried them? I'd love to hear. Maybe you've got a colour recommendation, because there's quite a good range of these to look through. So definitely worth looking them up if this is the sort of formula you like. Subtle, buildable, definitely buildable, and with a sort of natural glow. I definitely don't need a highlight though. It has given me enough of a glow to not need a highlight, that's for sure. Which is good. It takes away one product, and I do like that sort of double action blush. So yeah, they are nice. So I've gone off and done my eyes, ready to try this new mascara, but I just quickly want to show you a lipstick I was popping on, because I don't think I've shown it here on my channel. This is the new one from Givenchy. This is one of their satin lipsticks. It comes with this leather case. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. Excuse the fingerprints all over it. I really like the formula on these. You can see the Givenchy symbol there as well. Lovely packaging. And here it is inside. So this one is shade 114. It's a lovely autumn shade. It's a very hydrating satin lipstick. I really enjoy them. And the one I'm going to try on is 341. And there that is on the back of my hand. So it's like sort of orangey red. Perfect autumn colours, aren't they? So there is shade 341, quite a bold and bright, daring shade for me. I don't tend to go this bright, but I really love this, and certainly for the coming autumn and winter, I love this shade. They're so hydrating and comfortable, these. Very, very nice. But I think they've got more coming out in their Christmas release. I don't know if they'll be this satin finish though, but very impressed with these. Beautiful packaging. Just really love them. So before I go in with the mascara, I actually picked up this, which is also in the Exagger-eyes range. This one has been out for quite a long time. This is the double-ended liner. I haven't tried it yet, so it's a bit stiff. So you've got this one for putting in the waterline for brightness, and then we've got the liner. So I thought I might as well try this with the mascara. So I'll pop this in the waterline. Normally I use my Victoria Beckham for this. So you can see that pop of brightness. Hopefully that shows up on camera. This side, because I haven't done that side, so you can see hopefully the difference. I think it really wakes the eye up and gives that lovely sort of shine. Very nice colour this actually. It's slightly different. It's not quite as white as the one I used from Victoria Beckham. This one is very nice. You can see me using this one regularly actually. That's how it looks on the back of my hands. You can really see the shine on it. This has got more of a shine. I love it actually. That is really nice. So, oh, I've got liner all over my hands now. So now I'm going to go in with the liner. Now this is black, so I don't tend to wear black, so I'm hoping this won't be too much for me. I've got my Charlotte Tilbury liner brush. See if this is creamy enough for me to work with. Usually Charlotte Tilbury eyeliners are very good actually for blending, and this one is looking exactly the same as usual. Definitely made a difference, hasn't it? They work really nicely together. This is a lovely duo actually. I'm really glad I got this now. So that is the Exagger-eyes liner duo. Not a new product, but new to me, and very, very happy with that one actually. Love it. Took me a bit by surprise. Didn't expect to love it as much as I have. I love the black with that waterline shade. Beautiful. So now on to probably the star of the show for me in this review, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Exagger-eyes Mascara. So this is only just launched. This is £28. You get 10 mils in this bottle, and this is described as a volumizing mascara. It's the secret to bigger, brighter looking iconic eyes with a unique lash vinyl black wrap tech, an ultra curved lash styler brush. The formula delivers instant root to tip volume and a 2 times curl effect. It says that it is smudge proof, flake proof, sweat proof, clump proof and humidity proof. That is a lot of claims, isn't it? So watch out for a note below after I've applied it though, not now, because I will definitely give you an update if I've had any smudging issues, because I have found with the Charlotte Tilbury mascaras they haven't worked for me in the past. Usually within about an hour of application I've got smudging, so because this will take me quite some time to edit, I'll be able to give you feedback on that. But this will be a first impression today. Obviously this is something that needs to be used over time, so please do look out for my end of month review. This will definitely be coming up in my end of September because we are now right at the end of August, so I will use this throughout September so I can give you a better review of how this is working, and if I might mention it in other videos and let you know during the month how I'm getting on with it. But this will be a first impression, but I can give you that note at the bottom letting you know if there's any smudging. So that for me is the key one, because it's that first hour that really tells you if the mascara works, isn't it? As well as obviously the application. So it says, we all know that bigger is better, darlings. Your search for the one ends right here, Charlotte says. So this is your secret to confidence in the flutter of a lash. So this says you do not need to stack. This will give you everything you need, all the volume you need in one coat. So packaged in this show-stopping magic glass bottle. The bottle is inspired by the elegance of the Art Deco era that elevates the formula for continuous perfect performance and preservation over time. And it says, whether your lashes are sparse or thick, long or short, curly or straight, this ultra curved lash styler brush works in harmony with every single lash type, gripping and separating every lash for a double lash effect that looks multiplied, thicker and fanned out. It's magic confidence. It's the flutter of a lash, darlings. So I'll curl my lashes before I start using my Rapha curler, which has been my go-to since I got it. And you see the difference straight away. Well, I can. I don't know if you can, because I do have very small lashes. So if you know me, I don't like to wear false lashes, but I also don't have a long lash. I use a lash serum, so I've got a much more full lash than I used to have. I find growth serums, they don't give you longer lashes. Well, they don't with me, but they give you a lot more fullness. You just grow more lashes when you use a serum. So I've been using my glow serum. Is it glow? I can't think what it's called now. I do actually have a discount code for my serum if anyone's interested. I don't know if it's below, but if you are, ask me and I'll send it to you. But it's very, very good. Anyway, so there's my very small lashes curled as much as they can be. So now let's look at this. Let's see the brush. I haven't seen anything so far, so this is a very first impression. Now obviously we know with mascara it can change over days, which is why you're going to need that fuller review from me throughout the month. This is very much first impression, because how it looks and wears now could change in a few days as the bottle's been open for a while. But this bottle is very heavy, very luxe. I really like it actually. I think it is probably the nicest looking mascara bottle I've got. I do love Charlotte Tilbury packaging generally. So it's got that nice curve to it, which I do like. So now let's start taking this root to tip, and remember, this is going to be one coat. So let's see what this does with that one coat. It already looks like it's lifting. Never the easiest thing to show on camera. Trying to apply it whilst talking and looking in the right direction. This is definitely giving me quite a lot of length for one coat so far. The brush is catching every hair, I can really feel that. It's very easy to use, it's a lovely shape actually. Nice shape and just the right sort of brush length for me. It's not poking me in the eye, which tends to happen with a lot of mascaras. I'll take a little bit underneath the lower lashes. So there we have one coat of this mascara. It's definitely giving me quite a bit of lift, but I have got a better lift off some others I've tried. Definitely looking more full. If I look up and down, you see the difference between the eye I haven't done and the eye I have. Hopefully you can see the difference. It's very hard to know with these angles when I'm filming. I like it, I definitely like it, but I don't feel like it's given me the lift I would like. I don't know if that's because it's heavy on the lash. I have been getting more of a lift from the ones I've tried recently. From Swede and from Tarte. Anyway, I think I will go for a second coat even though it says not to. So now I'll do the other one. I'll just speed this one up. So this is how it's looking after one coat on both eyes. If I look up and down, hopefully this is showing you. It's very hard to know. What do you think? It has given me quite a big effect. I am quite impressed, to be honest, but I'm going to reserve judgment on whether it's as good as the ones I've been using from Swede and Tarte. I haven't shown you the Tarte one I've been using. I've got the new Tarte mascara and I'm very impressed with that one. I am going to go for one more coat, even though it says not to. I never go for more than 2 coats. It doesn't say not to, it just says you don't need to. Though I do worry with the lack of curl that this is heavy on my lashes and that's what's stopping it from going up. What it's not doing is it's not clumping. It said it wouldn't clump and it's not clumping. Okay, I'm definitely getting more from the second coat. So do keep in mind my eyelashes are so tiny, they're like non-existent. It's hard for me to even get them to show up with the best mascaras. That's definitely giving me more, isn't it? Getting them to stay up is hard though. I feel like it is a bit heavy on the lash. Definitely going to film a before and after video, I think. I'll do that in my shorts so you can see the 2 coats on one eye and nothing on the other. Because I do think this is quite a big difference. Yeah, that's definitely giving me a lot more. Now it's giving me what it says on the adverts. I think it is anyway. Now it is exaggerating my lashes. So it is Exagger-eyes. So keep in mind, it's around now as I edit, I will put a note below letting you know if I had any smudging issues. That will be at least 2 to 3 hours from now when I'm editing. So read the comment below and it will let you know. So that is the second layer. I'm not going to touch it anymore. I feel like a third layer would definitely be too heavy and too thick for me. But I did need to have that second layer to get this effect. But I am very pleased with this effect actually. Very, very pleased. So first application, didn't know if it was going to beat the others. But to be fair, I was in my mind comparing it to how they look after 2 coats. It's just that this promises to do it in 1, doesn't it? So I don't think for me that's true. It's not a 1 coat, it's a 2 coat to get that full Exagger-eyes effect. But I do feel like that is exactly what I'm getting. I really hope that shows up on camera. It's so hard to show it, but I really feel like, for me, because my eyelashes are so small, they look pretty big. They look quite thick as well. I do like this. this is a winner so far. Anyway, watch out for my reviews and my end of month so you can find out how I've got on with this, whether the formula's changed over a few days as it tends to as the air mixes in with it. My battery just died, so I don't know what I was just saying, but I know for sure I said that this is a winner. Absolutely love it. Hopefully you're seeing a comment below saying that this didn't smudge and that it was perfect, because at the moment there's no sign of it, but it's only been 10 minutes because of that camera issue. But so far, absolutely love it. Really love it actually. So 100% winner, recommend this. I've also got a discount code for Charlotte Tilbury, by the way, so I'll pop that code for you below. It's 15% off, so you might find that useful. So going back over everything else today, the Merit Primer, absolutely love this so far. It's the perfect type of primer for me. It's so good at making things work for me. I need that moisturising base. I love this, absolutely love it. This is the third time I've tried it with a different formula and it's worked really well. And onto the MAC concealer. I do have a bit of creasing here, so please ignore that. That's because when I did my eyeshadow, I managed to get the shimmer on my little finger and I put it there by accident. And it's very difficult to correct. So I've had to go over that with powder, so it just looks a bit creasy. So ignore this eye, but look at this one. Very smooth, not creasing, not changing at all, not settling into lines, not exaggerating any sort of texture, giving me that sort of middle coverage that it promises, and it lasts all day. So an absolute winner, this concealer, it really is, and it works beautifully with the Studio Radiance foundation. They work together beautifully, so very, very happy with my base with those two. So that's a definite win for me as well. And I showed you the new Givenchy satin lipstick, which I'm loving, as I've told you, so highly recommend these. They are pricey, but it's nice to have a treat sometimes if you did want to treat yourself or maybe someone else. These are beautiful, beautiful formula, so easy to apply and still so comfortable on my lips. And then the Kosas blushes. So I tried the Blissed on, so not tried, I put a bit of the Blissed on this side, so I balanced up a little bit because this side was just a bit too dark, using Euphoria. And I do like Blissed actually. I like it more than I thought I did. So it's a really, really pretty blush. So I do like Blissed a lot, just not so fussed on Euphoria. It's not giving me Hourglass level though. So if you think it's going to be as good as that, I don't think it is, but it's not bad. It really isn't. So I think it's pretty, just not my top blush. And that is everything new that I've tried for you today. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Very, very pleased, especially with this mascara, because I can see my lashes and I don't get to see them very often because they're so tiny. So I am really thrilled with this one. This is a big winner. At the moment, if it doesn't smudge, this could take my top spot for this year. It really could. At the moment it's the Swede and also the one from Lisa Eldridge, the Kitten. They've been my top two, but I'm loving the one from Tarte. But this is definitely up there. Anyway, I'm not going to say that until I tell you with my updates at the end of September overall whether it's taken my top spot. Or maybe even the end of the year, that will be the real answer, because there could be some more coming, couldn't there? Because they do seem to be having quite a few. Just like with concealers, lots of concealers coming out. So I've got the Westman Atelier due today, I think. So many concealers coming out. But anyway, very impressed with this mascara and pretty much everything else I've tried. So I would love to hear from you what you think of everything I've tried on today. Have you bought any of these products or are you thinking about them? Please share your thoughts below with me and with everyone else so we can all chat about it. I do love doing that. And if you found this video enjoyable, please do like and subscribe. And if you're not already subscribed, and if you are already subscribed, thank you so very much for returning. I really, really do appreciate every single one of you. And I hope to see all of you for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.